Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you all to Mount Pleasant Presbyterian Church. My name is Tony Sain, and I serve as the Director of Music Ministries here, and I'm so glad to see you here. I'm so glad to see so many guests here and a good crowd tonight. So thank you all for taking this time out of a very busy holiday season to come and be a part of this, to visit our church and be a part of our last Village Concert Series concert of 2023. So we're very thankful to have the Charleston Flute Choir with us tonight. They have been in partnership with us here at MPPC for the past year, and we've enjoyed having them here for multiple occasions. So we're so glad that they could join us for this special holiday concert. I would like to draw your attention to just a few things on your program. First off, I want to say a special thank you to all of our sponsors. You'll see their names at the bottom of the program on the back side, and we are very thankful for them. Without these special sponsors, programs like this in Mount Pleasant, here in the Old Village, would not be possible, and so we're very thankful for them. Also, a special thank you and shout out to our MPPC Fine Arts Ministry team. You'll also see their names listed. These folks are so helpful in making sure that concerts like this are made possible. And then a very, very special thank you to Joanne Brown and Francis Horton for all of their work here at the concert. I'll say a special note to all of our sponsors. If you are attending the special sponsors reception after the concert, there is limited parking, so if you can carpool, that would be advised if you're going to the reception, just letting you know that. A couple last few announcements. Our next Village concert is on Friday, January the 26th at 7 p.m., and I'll tell you that location is still to be determined, but we are hopeful that that will be in our sanctuary. But at that point, end of January, where I'm keeping my fingers crossed for sure that we'll be back in that space, and I see that several folks in here are doing that as well. So we'll offer up some prayers, and hopefully we will be back in that space for our January concert. And that's a special ensemble. They're called the In-Between Trio. It's what happens when you have a professional vocalist who is married to a jazz musician who have a really close pianist friend who's phenomenal, and they come together and they offer something that is classical and jazz and somewhere in between. And that's where the name comes from. And I was fortunate enough to hear them at Piccolo Spoleto this past year. I said, that is a fantastic group, and I'm glad to have them come and be a part of our Village concert. So they will be here in January. So I hope that you'll mark that date on your calendar, just a little over a month away, and come and be a part of that. And then one last selfless shout out for our music ministry here at MPPC. Next Sunday, December 17th, our adult choir, and joined with several others, as well as members of the Charleston Symphony, will be presenting Vivaldi's Gloria, as well as some other master works. This is our second master work of the year, because in the spring we presented for a Requiem. So we're excited to present that at 4 p.m. that Sunday. That's next Sunday, December 17th, and it will actually be at St. Andrew's Church in the historic sanctuary, one block up the street, because we need use of the organ until our sanctuary is repaired. It will give us the organ that we can use for that work. So I hope that you'll also mark that on your calendars. I know this is a very busy season, but I hope to see you there next Sunday, December 17th at 4 p.m. So without any further ado, I'm so happy to welcome the Charleston Flute Choir under the direction of Miss Tacey Edwards. Thank you.
We are delighted to be here tonight, and we're going to start our program with Amazing Grace. We thought because it's a holiday season, it brings grace to all of us. This piece was arranged actually by a friend of ours who was a musician during his career, and then he became a bison rancher in California. And then he retired and moved down to Sun City and Bluffton, and during COVID, I asked him if he might arrange this piece for flute choir, and he did. So I hope you enjoy the arrangement of Amazing Grace. It features Alexa Merritt on the alto flute and Chuck Ferrante on the bass flute. even though you have a printed program, I talk between pieces just so that they can get situated. What they're doing, I make everybody in the group play these beastie large instruments, and so they have to switch around for each piece. So everybody has equal responsibility in the group. We are the Charleston Flute Choir, and we are made up of adults who love the flute and just want to get together and play. It was established back in 1996, and every semester, so to speak, it changes a little bit of personnel, but we have a great time, and we enjoy coming here actually once a week to rehearse. So the next piece is called Winter's Journey, and I thought I'd put you in the mood for winter time. Louis Kocher lives in Western New York, and he's the music director for the First Presbyterian Church of Westfield. And in the summertime at Chautauqua, he is the music director at another Presbyterian church at that institution. This piece is a reflection, according to the composer, of the winter's beauty and not its harshness, sort of like what we have here in the Low Country. So next we're going to play Winter's Journey. This next piece is based on a Cornish folk song, and it's arranged for the flute choir by Phyllis Avidan-Luki. And she's one of our favorite arrangers for flute choir and also composer. She understands voicing of flutes and how it works. This particular Cornish folk song was made famous by Gustav Holst, who used it in the work he wrote called The Planets. He used it in Jupiter. So I'm sure you recognize the tune. The piccolo is going to be featured in a poignant melody near the end of the piece, which is not usually what happens with piccolo. It usually is spirit piercing. So I hope you enjoy that. We all like to be around our loved ones at this time of year, or we have memories of times that we spent with loved ones. So I thought that would be appropriate for this concert to play a love song. I'll love my love. This next piece is Pre-Winter. It's a piece about the fall. It's called Falling Leaves Moon, and it's written by a composer who actually won an award from the National Flute Association for her wonderful arrangements for flute choir, Alexandra Molnar-Suhadra. And she attended George Mason University and majored in music competition. And she writes a lot of works, both for universities and private individuals. She lives in Weston, Virginia, and is a music educator and performs regularly with the Columbia Flute Choir. We notice that people who compose for the flute choir well also play in a flute choir somewhere. All right, so this movement is supposed to be full of music that depicts the glorious blue skies and the beautiful colors of the falling leaves. And also, it has sometimes some painful nostalgia for times past and the fact that winter is not far away. The next piece, Falconer, is depicted some scenes in Scotland. The first movement, Castle Stalker, is about a castle that's on this island in the middle of a lake off the coast of western Scotland. It's called Castle Stalker, and it's where kings went to do their hunting. And there were also a lot of wars that were fought on that island. It kind of reminds me of Castle Pinckney out in the middle of Charleston Harbor, picturing it. The castle has been there, the building that's there now, about 700 years, but the original one was built in about 1450s, way back there. All right, and then the second movement is Snow on Ben Nevis. Ben Nevis is the tallest mountain in Scotland, and it's about 16 miles as the falcon flies from the castle. And then the last movement is a Highland Jig, which is very uplifting. So this is the Falconer. The next piece is a Celtic folk song, or Celtic folk song, however you want to pronounce it. It is written by Kelly Villa, who is a flutist in Atlanta. He plays in the Atlanta Ballet and in the Atlanta Flute Choir, and he composes quite a bit for flute choir. And it's a hauntingly beautiful melody. And I see they're not quite ready yet. I thought it would tell you a little bit about the flutes. She just picked up a bass flute. It kind of looks like what's under your sink. It's it's too long to reach the key, so the head joint has to curve back. Evelyn has a alto flute that has the same kind of configuration, and the alto flute is a fourth lower than a regular C flute, and the bass flute is an octave lower, and the piccolo is an octave higher. Right, this is by Kells Waters, by Kelly Villa. The next piece is about snow, but the harsher kind of snow. This is called Snowbrig, and by Peter Kut, who lives in Würzburg, Germany. He studied classical flute and piano, and when he matriculated, he majored in jazz piano. So there's kind of like a little bit of jazz flavor to this also. The work begins with a poem that in the printed music has a poem that he wrote this is based on, and it goes, "In all beginnings dwells a magic force for guarding us and helping us to live." Now we're going to return to American soil. This is Echoes in the Wind, and it's about an Indian in the Southwest, and he's playing a flute on top of a mountain. And the cold wind carries the plaintive melodies he's playing down into the valley, and you hear the echoes of what he's playing. And then there's drums in the distance. So this is Echoes in the Wind. And now for some Christmas fare. This is Greensleeves. It was written way back centuries ago, and nobody really knows who wrote it, but it's accredited to King Henry VIII, who was a many-married man, and they think it was influenced by Anne Boleyn. But it was actually became a hymn, which is known as What Child Is This? And that was, the lyrics were written by William Chatterley Dix back in 1865, and then was put to this music in 1881. So this is a traditional to jazz arrangement of Greensleeves. We have one more kind of folk songy piece. This is Irish, and it was written by Catherine McMichael. And it's from a work of 4 Irish pieces. But this one is particularly beautiful. It's called Lake Solace, and it features Charles Ferrante on the bass flute.
Let me switch out.
Is there a plumber in the house? There's a little bit of a malfunction here with one of the bass flutes. We're going to do Edelweiss, which is sort of a Christmas song. It's written by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it was written for the music, for Sound of Music. And if you know the story, the Von Trapp family was in a competition in the holiday time, and in order to escape the Nazis, as each child finished their phrase, they left the stage. And so this is a flute choir arrangement of Edelweiss. We're next going to play Polar Express, a flute choir arrangement of this. It's written by Silvestri and Ballard, and it's a collection of a few tunes from the movie The Polar Express. And it's a favorite Hollywood movie for many people, and also a favorite train ride for many grandchildren. So it's a fun and uplifting work, so I thought I would include it on the program. For our final piece, we'd like to play for you a few medley pieces of Christmas songs. This is called Christmas Jazz Suite. But before we play that, I'd like to thank Tony Sane for inviting us to play for you all. And we hope that we put you in a holiday spirit, and we wish you all a Merry Christmas.
study of